Sometimes when you're so focused on the macro, you lose sight of the micro, right? Like what's most important? Getting the right matchup. That's the most important. If the fighter wins, that's the end all be all. At the end of the day, that's what we really need to focus on, is that their career is progressing. You know, if you, I always truly believe never sacrifice what you want in the long term for a short-term win. So sometimes in negotiations, you'll take the immediate money or the immediate situation, but that doesn't help further the long-term goal.
Yeah.
And I think if you help your clients focus on the long-term goal, and every decision you make is for the long-term goal, you're going to reach that goal. But if you keep sacrificing it, you're not going to get there. You have to stay on path for what is that long-term goal? What is that for us? And if you establish that with your clients when you start working with them, you have that I guess you have that destination that you're going to obtain.
That's a very interesting thing, because I would imagine that
it's like reverse engineering, I guess, what I was trying to say.
Yeah, you're looking at the goal of where they want to go, and then you're trying to make good decisions to get there. I would love to hear what this is like from your perspective as to what a good agent should do, because you have so many moments where, like, fighters have a trajectory, right? They're on their way somewhere. The going into a fight and losing can be so detrimental to confidence and everything about it, that you kind of want to, I would imagine, like any sports team, you want each challenge to be progressively a little bit more difficult, but you don't want to make these huge jumps because it can really curb their career. So what is a good agent looking out for in terms of managing a fighter?
When you're managing a fighter, it comes down to a few things. On the business side, you need to educate them, not give them fish, but teach them how to fish with you, so that your conversations with them can be more educated and on the same level, and that they fully understand what's going on in their career. I think that's first and most important. You can't be like, hey, here's your matchup. This is what's good for you. You have to explain everything to them so that your dialogue is getting further and further along in the right direction. And then secondly, it's very important to have a good relationship with the coach, because they see them every day. So what I think might be a good matchup may not be a good matchup, because he sees them and says, hey, you know what, his knee's hurting. Maybe a grappler's not the best fight right now. So really it's about communication with the team. You know, I really look at the coach, the fighter, the manager really have to be on the same page and communicate tremendously well to best serve that athlete in his or her career. That's the best thing to do when you're trying to take those gradual steps.
Yeah.
And be in unison together, so that we're all on the same page and building them up, because this is a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah.
You really got to take your time and really develop these athletes properly so that they can obtain long-term success, and then giving them the right fight so that they grow in the sport, and the growth leads to a long-term career, because, you know, some fights guys never recover from.
Yeah.
Some fights, if you they may not be the same after.
You see Max Holloway and Calvin Kattar. That was one of those where I felt like, how does Kattar come away? Like, I mean, this was, if you didn't see this fight, this was such a clinic that Max put on, to the point where it like looked like Max was in the Matrix.
To be honest, up until this point, I thought when Dominic Cruz beat TJ Dillashaw, that was probably one of the best things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I think that fight performance was one of the best athletic performances I've ever seen in my whole life.
It was insane. Yeah, it was insane. And it was to do it to Kattar, who's a murderer. I mean, that guy's insane.
He's a stud. He's an amazing athlete as well. And to what you're saying, I think we're going to really see how Kattar responds to this is going to be very interesting. You know, I think he has the mental fortitude to do it. You know, he's shown that a lot. But yeah, you're right. To come back from that is tough. You know, and I say that as a compliment to Calvin, because I do believe he's going to come back and do it. So I'm not trying to put him down, but
very strong-willed.
But yes, you're absolutely right. Like, coming back from that is extremely difficult. I don't care what anyone says. To come back from that's going to be tough, and you know, he's going to have to really dig deep. But he's done it. I mean, that guy's a winner through and through. Yeah,
for sure. But you do see in many instances where you have two options. You come through it and you get stronger, or you go through the other side, and it just some fighters are just never the same after a loss like that. So to manage that career, it makes complete sense, but you have to know the ins and outs of these fights and have those relationships with the coaches to be able to know exactly where their strengths and weaknesses are, so that a paycheck doesn't kind of outweigh the long-term effects of any particular matchup.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I can see how your background is so perfect for this, not only from the standpoint of, I mean, you are an athlete yourself, so you can actually put yourself in their shoes in terms of what they go through. Did you ever fight?
I fought once.
Did you?
Yeah, I won. It was fun.
Wait, you got to walk me through that. How was that?
It was a great experience, and I did it for exactly why you said it, because I wanted to
Feel it.
go through what they go through. You know,
Yeah.
I wanted to sell tickets like they have to sell tickets on the regional scene. I wanted to cut weight while working like they have to cut weight while working, because most regional fighters still have jobs. I wanted to go through what they go through so I can understand them better. I think to fully understand, you can't really truly serve someone till you fully understand them. You know, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So if I could show my athletes at the time, like, I care this much that I want to walk this path with you to see what you're going through, then I can better serve you in the long haul.
Yeah, that means the world, man.
Yeah, it does. And you know, you're right. I'm very blessed. Like, having foster children in your home, you're having all walks of life come into your house.
Yeah.
All different races, ethnicities, backgrounds. That helps you. That was perfect for me, right? I'm dealing with clients from all over the world, all different walks of life.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And to understand them and to have an open mindedness to understand them, like, that comes from a lot of the early upbringing.